Okay, so we're going to take our pair of jeans. This is a great way to reuse jeans that maybe don't fit you anymore. They're a little bit small. Maybe you've got kids that outgrown some jeans and they like this look. So what we're going to do, we're going to split them along this seam here, all the way through the waistband to the top. Because I want to add a little bit to the waistband here. I'm going to start here right along that seam. And we're just going to split it all the way to the top. Right now I'm just being careful not to cut this. I'm just going to cut it all the way up. When you get to your pocket, you will have to cut along there. And when we sew them back together, we can't sew over this, so we will have to sew to the side of it. But let's go ahead and do the other side that way. I did that so I could have access to the front and just be able to put stuff on the jeans. We're going to make some cute jeans. Let's say you find a pair of jeans and you really like them, but they have some stains on them or something. This is a great way. Let's say you're at a thrift, you're at a garage sale. You go, oh, I love those jeans, but they're a little small for me, or even a little big. You could take them in this way. And got a stain there, or a rip, or a tear, and you could take a pair of jeans that would normally just be cast aside and turn it into something really cute. I actually cut that. I cut that on the opposite side, didn't I? Well, I did. That's okay. We're just going to split them up the side. Actually, we could just remove this seam and that all together. Let's just do that. That way we get cute fraying. Let's do that on this pair. I'm going to start, and we're going to remove this here, this seam. Calm down. I'm going to take that off because I cannot sew that. So I'm going to come on this side of the seam and in a little bit and take that off. And don't worry, we can stitch that to hold that back. Because I can't sew through. We can't sew through that. So let's go ahead and be careful not to destroy the pocket completely. I'm going to come back, take a little bit. I'm going to take that. If you've got jeans that have that, I'm going to take that off. Okay, now we got to do the other side the same way. Okay, for this next step, you're going to need a cutting board. Somebody gave this one to me, this old one. And then I have just a knife that's got a razor in it, razor blade in it. And this one can lock open, but any kind of razor knife will do. And what we're going to do is just pick some areas and we're going to distress it. And then on those sides. And then we're going to add some colors behind it, and we're going to add some colors. Okay, this does have spandex in it, and it's not going to cut as well. We're just going to make some little windows for some color. I don't want to be overkill because we're going to have color all down the side. actually think I'm going to clip out a window here. Let's just cut out a little window. I'm going to give myself a boundary line. This will wash off, so I know not to go over that, so that I know where to sew. About how big I want each one of these. I want that one to be that big. Maybe even one kind of here to the side. Like that you can see through. And then on the other front, I'm going to do an offset. I don't really want them exactly the same when you look at them. I want your eye to be offset. So like this one would be here. I don't want one here, here. I would do one here. And then maybe I'll do top patches on the over the knee on this one instead of under it. And I might do something down here. Just a little window of some kind. Okay, let's do this. Let's not overkill it. I may prefer them trimmed out on this because this is, I got a spandex mix and it is not really behaving as well as I would like. I'm just going to clip in there and see what it does when I wash it. Okay, so now we're going to have fun and we're going to put little animals in all these little holes peeking out. And we're going to choose which ones we want, which is going to be fun. Let's do a little rabbit. And I'm just going to go and zigzag. And I'm not going to try to be fancy or in particular in any way. I might go ahead and pin it so it doesn't move. This is a spandex mixed jean, so I don't know how well it's going to ravel. I may just have to cut it and let it ravel the edge. I thought for a minute I didn't have lower thread in there. I'm having it full though. I also have to be careful I don't pull the jean fabric because it could stretch it and bubble, so we don't want that. I want to make sure it's laying down flat. If you do anything for yourself in your sewing room, you need to have your sewing machine on a flat table. It will make all the difference in sewing. You won't believe how much easier it is to do projects when you have a flat surface. But you can like make sure everything's laying flat. Why am I having that there? Now I have watched other upcycling tutorials and stuff on jeans, but I have my own idea here. I'm rolling with it how I would like it to look, like if I was going to wear it. I'll give myself a little bit of room here. And we'll just zigzag it again since it messed it up. So you can see right here where it messed up. I'm just going to go every which way on purpose. Sloppy on purpose. That's the design, is to look like it was. Because when if you've ever patched jeans, you'll run every which way over to put the patch on. See if I like this one. Like that. I think that's cute. Isn't that cute? We'll just do that. So what we have here I'm going to show you what I made here. This is, let's see, how wide did I make it? I made it wide enough to get 2 pieces out of it. I'm going to put this on the ends, or on the sides of the jeans. So I made mine about 15 inches wide to give myself plenty of room. And I did the raw edge seam so it will match the patches that I did. And here's what the jeans look like right now. I have not washed them to get the fraying that I want. Let me see if I can get them over here where you can see them. So far, here's what all my patches look like. Now, when I wash this, if this isn't frayed enough, I'll just snip it out, and I may even have to wash it twice. Here's this patch. This is just red under here. I just felt like there's so much up here. I didn't know if I wanted to do more. And if I'm not happy with it, I will come back and do some more. And then back here, I just have a few up here. That's where you'd normally wear your jeans, possibly through, not really down here. So I'm kind of going with where a patch would actually be to make it feel more genuine, you know, more organic, I guess is the word I'm looking for here. So now what I'm going to do is close these jeans up. I've got my pockets pinned, so I make sure I sew them back in. I'm going to go ahead and make sure they are clipped onto each side. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this that I made. It will be cut in half like that, and then I will pin it in between the jean at probably at an angle. So let's just say this was my strip like that. Then I'll just cut it out and do it. So basically, it's kind of like how you do the angle of a shirt, you know, when you put an angle in it. So it would be, and I can even cut it at that angle and then install it. So it would look like something, and I'm going to leave a little extra up here so I can turn that. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to leave a little extra here at the top so I can turn that under to give myself a stronger top here. And then it'll start like that and then angle down like that, and that will be my end pieces. I'm just going to top stitch so I have that beautiful fraying all the way down. So if you're doing this for yourself, you're going to want to make sure that you're making your waist pieces in here wide enough, so you will have measured your waist and then measure this after it's all pinned to make sure it's comfortable enough. One thing you could do to make sure the jeans are super comfortable is you could make this even wider and put a piece of elastic in it. So you literally have like an elastic, a little piece here. So it, you know, so it would be super comfortable that way. All right, so I'm going to cut this, and then we are going to insert it into the jeans. And then I'm going to wash them and dry them, and we'll see the finished product. I'm so excited. This is very exciting. And these are just flannel scraps. You could use anything. You could even make this from denim. So on the ends you have denim, but denim patchwork or denim scraps, which would be really cute. So I'm just going to fold it in half, and I'm going to cut one side and then we'll trim the other up. So that I have 2 equal pieces. If you wanted more of a bell-bottom look, you would probably want this a little wider. At the bottom, I'm not really trying for a bell-bottom look, but if that was what you were trying for, then you could just take this pair of jeans, widen real wide and come up narrow, and give yourself that, you know, bell-bottom. Because I want to have a considerable amount. We're making these jeans bigger, so something like and then just keep the angle going. Just doesn't have to be a lot. It'll something like that. And then I might need these. we have here. Well, I wondered if that would happen here. This here is, and then check and make sure that you have enough. I'm a little short on fabric here, so let me add that piece really quick. We'll trim it and we'll get to putting them on. Go ahead and trim this to be the same as the other one. Now what we want to do is put that piece in between here. I'm going to turn this over to make sure that it's got a top edge to it and it's a double thickness, about the as much as the waistband is on the jeans. That's why I gave myself a little bit of extra length. And then I'm going to just pin it in place all the way down, making sure my pocket's also pinned in. Like that. And then I'll do the same on this side. After I pin that one in, I'll do the same on this side, and then that will be the width. I wonder if that's just too wide, if I need a little bit more of an angle. I'm going to pin one in and see if I like it, or if I want to come in a little bit on it, because I could have came in just a little bit like that. With the one about an inch, I need to measure, make sure they're the same on both sides. And then, because I was thinking it wouldn't be that wide at the top up here. Now, if you're making it for yourself, make sure it fits what you like it. Okay. Just take a piece of cardboard where you want to pin, and your pin will hit that cardboard instead of your needle, instead of your fabric underneath. And if you need to pin or sew, it also works good with sewing. Let me go down here. Make sure this is going to lay flat. It acts like it would like to go in a little bit more there. So what I'm doing is, I think it's easier to do it this way. Got this one sewn on. I did one where it's pinned on both sides, then I try to sew it on. It'll be way easier to pin one side, sew it on, and then fight your last side. So once I get it where I want it, I am just pinning it on, and also it helps because I'm not hitting fabric underneath. I pin it any direction, just get it stuck on there. And I'm going to pin it all the way up, making sure my pocket is tucked under, not sticking out. Make sure it's laying flat on there, like that. Ouch, I just jabbed myself. So I'm going to make sure it's all pinned, and then I'm going to zigzag it all the way down. Then after that, I'll pin the other side on, and I'll scrunch. I'll show you how I do it. I start from the top and I just scrunch it as I go, and you can actually go all the way down. And then after we get that done, we'll hem the top and bottom, and we're ready to wash it. So that'll be exciting. Okay, here we go. For me, I just make sure those pockets are still usable. And make sure that's all laying flat. And right here, I'm going to do extra reinforcement, because as you shove your hand in the pocket, it's going to put pressure on that. So that gives it a little extra strength right there. And if I decide these are too wide here, guys, all you'd have to do is just And be so cute, just do a pleat right there. And that'd actually be really cute on the jeans. Now, as you start getting into the leg, you're gonna start running out of room. Always, you can take your hand in there and check and make sure you don't have folded fabric. On our last one, we won't be able to go under this way. You'll have to go down the leg or whatever to check it. So that'll be fun. We'll see how hard this is to do. What I did is I just made room as I went. So, and just go 3 to 4 inches. It'll be about whatever the width of the leg is. So now I've got about a 3 to 4 inch space here, and I can keep it straight by coming back here where I've got it pinned and pulling and making sure it's straight. And then you're only going to be able to sew that far before you hit your jeans. But it's enough, and then you can turn and just do that again all the way to the bottom, and it'll get a little tighter as you go. So here again, I'm going to come back where I've got it pinned. I'm going to make sure everything's laying nice and flat, and I can feel extra fabric under there, so I'm going to go under, pull that back, and I got a little piece I can sew. Put my needle down. I'm going to do that again. Making sure I've got it straight. It wants to curl under for some reason. I can reach under here. Give myself a little bit of room. I can, like that, and I got a little piece I can sew. My needle down. This one popped out. It's okay. I got one down here locking it in. Turning it sideways like this, you'll lock it in better. I'm going to go ahead and put one sideways right here. So I do lock it in a little better. Give myself some room. It's a bit of a fight this way, but it's going to be so worth it. It's going to be so cute. Okay. The last one I can see will definitely be the hardest one. If you can see that, but I've only got that little space there left to work, and it is tight, but we can do it. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but look at that. Now, this is... Now I can see what is going to be an issue is getting these back out of here. Took me a lot of work to cram it all under there. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Oopsies, I got still stuck with the thread. Okay. Well, not so bad, but we haven't done the worst one yet. Okay, now this is going to be the hardest one. I'm going to see how hard that is to sew all the way down that, and then after that we'll do our hem here and here. Make sure I've got a good start off here. I think I just scooted. Nope, it's okay. I'll go back in. It's all right to pick it back up as long as you pull it back. I'm going to make sure that's very well reinforced. I can already tell it's tighter when I come this way. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. And I could just kind of pull it, make sure, ouch, deadly those needles are. Okay, now I can make sure I'm on the right path by pulling it like that. And then forward I go. Definitely want to pin this to get your angle right. And I can see that the smaller, it might actually help to undo this. The smaller the jean, the more complicated it would be because your working area would shrink. But this is the look I wanted, so, you know, I just gotta suffer through it. Okay, now, I'm gonna go from here, make sure it's laying flat. Make sure I have nothing under here. And forward I go. Rinse and repeat. Not where it ought to be. Okay, I'm going to come clear back here, and so I can come clear back here even and make sure I got my line straight. And if I'm concerned about it, I can drop a pin in to hold that. Maybe. Why is it not letting me? This is definitely going to get tighter the further we go down. But it is doable. It is doable. before I do it, like reaching in here, giving myself that hole, and then making sure this is lined up. That's working real good. If I can reach on the pant leg and make sure that it's just one layer, and then move forwards. This should be the hardest part, the smallest part of the jean with the most crammed in, and I'm still able to move forward. So it is doable. The look I wanted is absolutely doable. Okay, now getting out of here could be hard again. I'm going to clip my strings first, and then I'm going to try to escape out the side here. Okay, and we're going to see what it looks like, and then do our hemming if we like it. Let's take a look. Absolutely adorable. Like I said, if you made them, they were too wide up here, you can just take this in, pull it in, and stitch it like that. It would be fine. So I'm going to now, we are going to, I put these in, I don't know if you can see, make sure you can see, but I've got just a wide enough here that I'm going to stitch over this and over this on both sides. And then I will take and just trim these off, and we'll just do a hem across here like that.